Hello and welcome to a Business Minute with Lily Lopez, presented by the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today we're celebrating our annual Sustainability Lunch Conference, and with me is Mr. Peter Yeo, who's president of the Better World Campaign, senior vice president of the United Nations Foundation. His resume is like, wow. When I read that, I said, okay, the experience that you have, Peter. So being here with me means the world to me. Thank you so much for flying all the way from New York to Washington. Yeah. Well, you're in both. You're in both.
Yes.
You're in New York and you're in Washington. Just to be here with us today, it means a lot to us, and we thank you for that. So tell me a little bit about the Better World Campaign and what it is that you're focusing on.
The Better World Campaign works to support a stronger relationship between the United States and the UN. Okay. When we think about how the UN promotes American interests, whether they're related to security or the economy or the development of other countries, the UN really serves American interests and the interests of people in Florida. And so our job is to work with Congress and the public and the executive branch to promote an even stronger relationship with the United Nations.
Oh, okay, I got
Keeps me busy.
You're traveling. I know you told me you got 85 countries plus. You want more, of course, more nations. And people always think, oh, United Nations. So what do they do for me? Mm-hmm. Like for people like today, it's a sustainability lunch conference and all these companies, and they say, UN, what does it have to do with me?
I get it.
I know there's a lot that you guys do locally.
I get it, and I think it's important to remember that we have, hundreds of members of our United Nations Association chapter here in Miami, which is exciting.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
I got local members.
I didn't know that. Okay,
but
yes.
If you think about the economy of Florida, there's $38 million worth of contracts from the United Nations went to Florida companies in 2002.
38 million.
38 million. So money is flowing from the United Nations to Florida. Florida is on the top 10 list of states who get contracts from the United Nations. But also, if you think about...
So contracts like for what?
To provide services, to provide products, to provide transportation. You have major companies in Florida that work directly with the United Nations and are making money.
So they're vendors? So they are vendors?
They're vendors. They're vendors to the UN.
So you see,
and
there's
so,
opportunities always.
So we flow money to the UN, but some of it flows back to Florida, which is great.
Of course it is.
And you have so many tourists here as well. It's a backbone of your economy.
Yes, it is.
Well, think about as we saw during COVID, unless you tackle global health issues, then it has a ramification for your tourism economy here in Florida. The World Health Organization is playing a really important role, just as we speak, at dealing with this new Mpox outbreak. We need the World Health Organization.
Speak about that. Yes, tell us about that, because we all don't know about the Mpox.
I mean,
what is it?
They just declared it a public health emergency. It's coming from Africa. The World Health Organization is warning the public health experts to get on top of this. My point is, we need the World Health Organization.
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
And we need to participate in the World Health Organization. And we need as well the other organizations that promote tourism to Florida. And a great one is UNESCO. Because
tourism more important. That's our number one industry in the state of Florida.
The Everglades.
They're here
UNESCO
today.
World Heritage Site.
The Everglades Foundation's here today.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, and so tourism dollars definitely flow as a result of participation in the UN.
So, and your role as Senior VP of United Nations, what does that entail compared to your other role as President, right, of the Better World? What is the difference? Or they're intertwined?
They're intertwined. UN Foundation and Better World Campaign are sister organizations. But in both cases, we're trying, the best way to think about it is we're the UN's best friend. Sometimes best friends have to tell their friends the truth. And we fully recognize that the UN can be a challenging organization to love at times.
And other times, why is this happening, right?
I appreciate it. And we recognize that there's lots of issues that people hear about the UN and they think, well, that's not consistent with my values. And, my view is call me. I'm happy to talk to you about it.
And explain,
explain it and put it in context and make sure that I'm not trying to defend everything,
but
rather to put it in context. And that's our job, is to put it in context.
There's a lot more good always. You'll always find people that'll have a moment to criticize, but there's a lot more good. I mean, when you think of the United Nations, wow, you think, I remember I met Ambassador Kirkpatrick. I met her, she was great, a woman, and I know that we were planning to bring the ambassador. We would like to have her here with all this Hispanic community here in Miami, embrace everything that you guys do as we're doing today with you. And we're so, so happy to have you here, Peter. This is a 5-minute segment. So did I leave anything out? Or maybe you want to add?
I just want to say,
because I could talk to you for 30 minutes.
No,
That's a fact.
listen, first of all, thanks for having me. This is
it's an
such
honor.
an honor to be here today.
Good.
Really
Well,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
I think we just need to remember, UN has 193 countries. And so it's
Different cultures.
Yeah, different cultures. It's where the world comes together to negotiate difficult problems, frustrating at times. But we need to stay engaged with the UN as opposed to withdrawing from the UN.
Of course, absolutely.
So I would urge everybody to just continue to engage with the UN and meet our financial obligations.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No. The UN is like, ever since I was a kid, I always loved politics. I studied political science. The UN is like a big thing. It's so important.
Well, I can't wait. We're gonna be welcoming you to the UN.
Yes,
in the near future,
exactly.
So,
yes,
yeah.
Pretty soon we're going to be over there, a small delegation of the South Florida Hispanic Chamber, and then we'll have you again here in Miami.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate it.
No, it's so good. Thank you, Peter, for your time and for flying all the way from Washington, New York, wherever you are, because I know you travel the world. But just the fact that you came to be here with us means the world, and I'm very grateful, and our members will be very grateful.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of A Business Minute with Lily Lopez.